Welcome back, everyone. And I do mean everyone. It's Forgotten Circus. So this one's a little late, but this is going to be my episode, Rings of Power episode 3 review, spoiler review. Or, I don't know, it's probably going to turn into a rant. So let's start off what the Numenorians are actually, they're trash. The Humanorians, the Humanorians, the Numenorians are, they're just boring. Like I don't know how this is the race of men that are so powerful, more powerful than the other men, a bigger kingdom that's way more powerful. And it's just they just suck at what they do. Their politics is trash. I don't even understand how they're still standing as a kingdom because they're just all over the place. And I do respect kind of the the Queen Regent. I'm starting to respect her, and I'll get into her. So like all of a sudden the horse, Isildur's dad, the horse, I don't know. So the horse is like it goes and finds Isildur, and it seems like Isildur's in this cave with a bunch of spiders, and then you get the whole alien montage with them just popping out of the sacks, and like face huggers. And yeah, oh my gosh. All that scene was, the scene was absolutely pointless. All that scene was to show where the budget and the budget's going. Like, don't get me wrong, the show it's amazing visually. I know they shot a lot on set. There's a lot of heavy CGI, but the CGI is definitely top notch, really good, and they definitely spent a large portion of their budget for the CGI in this to make up for the terrible and utterly horrible writing. You know what? In Lord of the Rings and even in The Hobbit, even though a lot of people don't like The Hobbit, I didn't mind it. The writing was good. The writing was okay. I mean, you could stick to it. It wasn't boring. That's the problem I had with a lot of these episodes. This is why it's taken so long in episode 3. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna front. I fell asleep a couple times, and I had to go back and rewatch it. And when you're falling asleep during the show and you got to rewatch it, and mind you, I fell asleep during the day at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon watching the show, wide awake, and just fell asleep because it's boring. Okay, so yeah, that whole scene, and I just don't understand the spider thing. It was just like, yeah, we gotta spend some CGI budget. Yeah, just add some stuff here and make it look really good. Don't worry, you got the unlimited bag. So yeah, I just wasn't feeling that, and I don't know. It's I it feels like I'm watching the adventures of kind of like I don't know Milo and Otis in this show. Oof. Okay. So and then the new back to the Numenorians and their whole like kingdom and stuff, and they're talking behind the scenes and all that, and trying a mutiny may be on the rise. All right, this powerful kingdom where they got everything together and everybody talks about the Numenorians. Everybody talks to them, but they got the most skeletons in the closet. It's ridiculous. Like the orcs have damn near more honor than the Numenorians. So yeah, and so we get the whole thing with and that whole orc like with I'm kind of done with Andor Anatar. There's Arendir, the Orc King. All right. I was kind of feeling him at the beginning in the first episode, but now I'm like, this guy's, what are we doing? So he's trying to recruit a troll or whatever, get the troll kingdom in there. And yep, that doesn't work because the troll's like, he looks around, he's like, okay, cool. So, where's Sauron? Hey, don't want to talk until Sauron's here, so I don't know why I was summoned. All right, thank you for wasting my time. I'm out. And they're all like, oh man. Look, the orcs, you're trying to make the orcs like super smart and super like it's almost you're trying to do this show it's like Orc Manor or Life with the Orcs. Let's see it from the orc side. We know what orcs are. All right, we get it. Keep them like brutish, not really bright. They're about numbers. That's how they usually win with their numbers. It's really not their smarts. It's the numbers. You're trying to make these guys like life likable. Like they have their own reality show right now in the show. The orcs literally have it's almost like The Bachelor. I mean, there's even a part in here where you got um the little family of orcs, and he's showing affection towards his little orc son, and his wife's all holding the baby. These are orcs, people. Okay, they had a baby, and that baby's going to turn into a terrible monster that's going to try and take down the kingdom of men, all of Middle Earth. And we're sitting there with this reality show. Whatever. Okay, and then yeah, so I guess Disa and Doran, the third or fourth, is summoned to go meet with Celebrimbor, where he's another forger of the elves, and they're forgers. All the dwarves are forgers, and in a place where whispers go around all the time and gossip girls are around all the time. What happened here? So nobody saw like the dwarves come in and ask any questions, or maybe get it to King Gigachad. Like, hey, the dwarves are over there with Celebrimbor at the forge. Isn't it weird that dwarves that forge are meeting the elf that forges for the elves? You would think that somebody would be like, let me get some now. Let me get a little birdie out, just in case, a little weird. So, Anatar, Sauron, which he playing everybody, so he knows what's going on. Yeah, he's there, and they're all doing a little talk. Disa and Doran are talking to Celebrimbor, and he's like, yeah, we need you to mine something, and we're going to give you something in return. We're going to give you rings, so you have power. And then he's like, it brought back our tree with the rings. And Doran's like, why? Oh, so you need me through. And then Disa at first was all like, yeah, why are you asking us? Why didn't you ask his dad? And he's all like, oh, your dad is, he's hard to talk to, right? So then you get me to talk to my dad. And then if I was Doran, I'd be like, so you're telling me to tell my dad, but you snuck me over here under false pretenses, and you want me to go basically lie to my dad that I kind of went behind his back for these rings. So what do these rings actually do? And that's when Anatar steps in, and he's sitting there like Sauron. I'm just going to say Sauron. Sauron steps in, and he's like, oh, yeah, well, the rings, and we'll do all this, and Elrond and all that. He's saying Elrond and all that. And Doran's like, it's funny, yeah, he never said anything about you. And you are? And he's like, a friend. Let me tell you something. In movies and in life, let's be honest here. 89, I would say 99% of the time, when somebody says, I'm a friend, or I'm a friend of a friend, usually not your friend. Let's start asking some pressing questions a little more. I mean, he does a little bit, but then it kind of like ends off because, Sauron's so good at sweet talking all these idiots. It's easy for him. Ask a press question like, hey, so, yeah, I would just start talking because everybody knows Sauron's on the loose. There's no urgency about Sauron in the show. No urgency. They just want to get these rings to fix our stuff. And it's like, we'll handle Sauron later. But Sauron was around the rings, right? You would think if he was around the rings, something happened with the rings. I mean, I may not be the smartest man in the world, but I'm questioning everybody. And I'm getting Galadriel and Elrond back. I'm putting them at every gate to every city. They'll do rotations. People can wait. You have the people wait outside. And when people come walking up to go into these kingdoms and stuff, guess who's going to be greeted by them? The two people that definitely know who Sauron is. I mean, you got to sit there and like literally when people come in, what's your name? All right, you stay right here in the waiting room. I'm going to have Galadriel or Sauron come in here and they'll talk to you. That's what I would do. Nobody knew coming in. Nobody. I don't care. So you had that whole thing with it, and everybody's got all the kids in the show have daddy issues. All the kids, they hate their father. They just hate their father. Their father's so horrible. You know what I mean? Because they're growing up in this world where that um, daddy's bad, mommy's good. Haven't you noticed that? Daddy's bad, mommy's good in this show. Yep. So you got that right. I don't know. Whole troll thing, the baby thing, and then obviously the snow globe's taken. And here's my thing too about the Numenorians and the Queen Regent. If she's the Queen Regent, the king just died. She's about to become crowned queen, coronated as actual queen of the Numenorians. Where is her damn security? A girl comes up and slaps her, and the guards just pull out their spears. She should have never even gotten that close. Old freaky 70s porn star guy, whatever, just rolls up in the room sniffing the clothes, a little weird, and then like touching her on her face because she's blind. I'm not going to go into why she's blind. If you watch the show, you know. And just rolls right up in. Don't we have pets in here? I mean, damn, Gandalf had eagles. Friggin' what was the other wizard? The brown wizard. I forget his name. He had friggin' what was it? Giant rabbits or whatever. Giant jackrabbits. Like, she doesn't have any pets. She's blind. Isn't there something to protect her? Because obviously the guards don't protect her because they could just walk through the door. Like, I got so lost in this episode and I got bored and I tried, I finished it, but I'm forgetting a lot and I apologize because I'm going to go on a rant because you got freaking, my boy Arondir, my homeboy from the south side of Chicago, boy. He just comes through and just saves Isildur and the random girl, the kind of gypsy girl, just comes in and saves her. That's cool. And then he just goes off back to his village with the other elves and stuff. I don't know what their faction is. I'm so confused. It was a pretty good action scene. He came in and just romped everybody and just rolled off like, hey. He didn't even ask them to come. Like, technically, he didn't. They just walked with him. He's like, you remember me? And it's like, all right, do you know that? Now, the elf is the elf, right? I forget which faction he's from. But Isildur is royalty. You know what I mean? So I know they're kind of like friends or they fought together and stuff like that, but it's like he didn't really show him like that respect. He was like, oh, I had to save you again, guy. Not like, oh, your grace or anything like that. And then he could be like, no, there was none of that. He just ran through and like, well, you can follow me if you want to, or you can stay here. I don't understand. So I'm just going to and then Doran talks to his father and then Doran's, so his father's so fickle, right? But then he sure enough wants the rings. So he's like, yeah, I'm down. And then Doran's like, don't do it. It's like nobody. So now, Doran, I place you on the team of Sauron and Elrond right now, and it was Disa. I got to pull Disa off. I got to put Doran on there now. And I might be able to put the Queen Regent on there too because she got her snow globe taken. And isn't that the one that Sauron using? Is that Sauron in the Dune universe over there? They're on Arrakis. That's Sauron, right? In the show? The one that's on Arrakis right now. On actual Dune. But whatever. So he's in Castle Dune. He apologizes to his father. And his father's like, whatever. Yep, cool. You never listen to me. Cool. Yeah, whatever. And see, everybody hates their dads. Like, the dads are like, I don't know. But yeah, you got all that. And then Sauron, I'm not even going to finish the rest. I can't. I can't finish the rest because it just makes no sense. And I'm probably boring you with what I'm saying. I'm trying to say it as to make it more exciting than the show itself. See, here's the problem with Lord of the Rings. It's boring. Or Rings of Power. It's boring. In Lord of the Rings, there were parts that were boring, but they packed so much story and so much backstory in there that it wasn't boring. It was like a slow scene of filler, but it made sense because they explained stuff. It was just very well done. The music's great in this, visually amazing. I like it. That part of it. But man, the characters, like Galadriel, she sucks. Galadriel sucks. And I have to put it on part of the actors too. And then you got Giga Chad. That's just the elves suck. The Numenorians suck. The dwarfs are holding by on a dear thread. You know what I mean? The orcs are like, duh, until Sauron gets there, Well, they're kind of duh anyway, but they're just like smart duh. Like, I know. uh, uh. It's like they're trying too hard to be like, we know you guys do it in numbers. Numenorians suck. Freaking I'm trying to see some good here. Sauron, Elrond, Doran. I'm not going to knock on Isildur. Isildur is kind of okay. Old boy from the bar with the curly hair. I think he might be Samoan. He looks like he's Polynesian, kind of. I do like him because he's spying on everybody. He's like, oh, all y'all trying to backstab the queen. Cool. So I like he a real one. I'll give him that. And he kind of called everybody out at the bar there if you watched it. He was like, oh, I see what y'all doing, you little snakes. Messing with that. Matter of fact, he should be the Queen Regent's personal guard. Put him in charge of her personal guard. I bet you he'll get that together. He's a real one. But the whole thing is just like, and Sauron's just walking there, and nobody's asking any questions. Sauron's just rolling right through. I don't understand why nobody asks questions, and it's tragic. I don't know. I missed one of the Eagles scenes, I guess, and with freaking 70s porn star. I just don't know. This show needs. It's 5 seasons, and you know what? They're so stubborn, spent so much money on that. They're gonna go the 5 seasons. Maybe they can improve because this isn't a big improvement right now. I'm not impressed with this show at all, and I can't wait till the big showdown where Sauron does his thing. Because I think we need to speed it up. If you could rewrite it where Sauron wins, then it makes sense because all these people are absolute idiots. But anyway, that's all I got. I went on a little rant. I don't even think I talked much about the episode. I do apologize, but yeah. It's not the best. Put it that way. So, but I told y'all, I promised the fans I would go all the way through and watch it all the way. My fans and subscribers. Appreciate it. I'm doing this for y'all. It's rough. I'm losing a lot of brain cells, but hopefully there's a show that comes on pretty soon where I can get them back. So anyway, that's all I got. Like, comment, and subscribe. I want everyone to subscribe. And I do mean everyone. It's just one little click, everyone. I mean, everyone.